I'm Ifoma Anuku, and I'll be taking you along with me as we take a look at the stories that made it on the front covers of our national dailies. And first, we are starting with the first national daily, which is the Nigerian Tribune. This morning, the banner headline says, parties want indirect primaries restored. Parties want indirect primaries restored. They are insisting on amendment to Electoral Act as INEC's updated guidelines review party registration, major deregistration, campaign expenses. All these in this particular story are on the page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. Obi ought not to contest in 2023 presidential election. This is coming from Justice Salami. 2027, or your PDP candidates to emerge April 8, according to Makinde. Still on the front cover of the Nigerian Tribune this morning, police confirm 2 dead as Mack trucks brake fails in Ibadan, crushes tricycles. Listen, I think at this point in time, our government needs to actually look into what's going on with these truck drivers and the way they operate on our roads. The FRSC need to up their game in putting eye down to find out if the drivers, all drivers, not just the truck drivers, are actually in the right frame of mind before they move and while they, hold that license. That's a sad story. I am, trying to link it up with what happened around our own vicinity yesterday. It was an accident as well between a bike rider and a bus traveling to the north. It shouldn't, at a time like this. Nigeria is much more exposed and should do better than having people who do not understand the rules of the road, being drivers. Back to the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Other stories that we have: court remands El-Rufai, bail application hearing for March 31. And of course, we always look forward to the health section. This morning, we see meningitis outbreak worsen in northern Nigeria, according to NCDC. Meningitis outbreak worsens in northern Nigeria, according to NCDC. And we quickly move away from that newspaper, that is the Nigerian Tribune, as we take a look at the Punch this morning. The big story there says 2027 polls, PDP governors reject Wike's Bloc'S consensus chair. Okay, PDP governors reject Wike Bloc'S consensus chair. Factional rift continues amid reconciliation talks. Wike Bloc allocates NWC positions by consensus. That's a big story there. And of course, Dangote NNPC deal hits turbulence over crude shortfall. Parties warn INEC. INEC rules could skew 2027 polls. Political parties are warning that INEC rules could skew 2027 polls. Still on the Punch newspaper this morning, Nigeria's out-of-school crisis demands $345 million yearly, according to Alausa. Wow, that's interesting. ICPC alleges El-Rufai pocketed 289 million naira, $797,900 illegally. Okay. UK returnee, 4 others die in Ogun Highway tragedy. And finally this morning on the Punch newspaper, UWADA Basiru cleared as APC maps out 2027 convention. That's basically that on the Punch newspaper. Very quickly, let us take a look at the Nation newspaper this morning. And of course, sitting there is APC, no threat to convention. That's a big story. APC, no threat to convention. Nigeria to become competitive in global trade with single window. El-Rufai to explain 579 million naira reverence pay. Okay. And if we move away from that story, we also see Labour Party zones presidential ticket to South shifts convention. And the Oyo deputy governor resigns from federal job for government bid. And that's all on the Nation newspaper. Finally, this morning, we are going to let you know what's on the front cover of the Daily Trust. Parties move against Electoral Act. That's a big story there. Court remands El-Rufai in ICPC custody, fixes March 31 for bail hearing. And of course, Obi had no task contesting 2023 presidential election. This is coming from Justice Salami. What federal government can do to bring down petrol costs. 11 die in Ogun, Oyo, Bauchi road crashes. 2027 Labour Party zones presidential tickets to the South. And what to know about new HIV prevention injection. US to send thousands of soldiers to Middle East. And that is where we wrap it up on the newspaper headlines this morning. Trust me, these are the few that we can take this morning as I hand you over to my team, Praise Soje and Clement Sampson. Good morning to you guys.
Yes, good morning, Ify. Good morning, Samson.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, and Ify, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, well, let's check out some of the major headlines on the dailies this morning, beginning with the Punch newspaper. If you can just put that up for us this morning. The Punch newspaper, such an interesting headline as we build up to the 2027 general elections. Well, the headline there on the Punch newspaper says something that we need to pay attention to ahead of the election, because, well, the PDP is in a bit of, not a bit of mess, but they are in a precarious situation right now with the internal crisis bedeviling the party for the last 1 year. And we have seen PDP governors reject Wike Bloc'S consensus chair. Yeah. And well, that headline is trying to let us know that let me just put it this way. There are two factions in the PDP right now. The faction loyal to the FCT minister and the governor's faction, right? So they both came together. They said they're going to have a consensus meeting. And during the meeting, Wike fronted Samuel Anyanwu and Muhammad Abdurrahman as the national secretary. That's for the position of the national secretary and national chairman, because there's going to be a national convention soon. But then the other faction, that's the governor's faction, the likes of Sheyi Makinde and the rest, and Tunamo Turaki SAN, all they refused to accept what was brought forward by the FCT minister. And according to reports from the Punch newspaper, they had to walk out of the meeting because they are not happy with the
Now,
what they were given.
What they were given.
and now the Bala Mohammed, Sheima Kinde, Tanimu Turaki side, they're saying that they have been open to reconciliation, but then it seemed the Wike side is too overbearing, not considering them, not considering their own offers, more like imposing their will on them. Now, this is really a bad situation for the PDP.
For the PDP.
Exactly. I mean, up until this time. See, the thing is, I would want to appeal to the Wike side. Okay.
Why must you appeal to the Wike side?
Yeah, the Wike side,
That
because
is like,
I don't take what
his appeal to make.
I don't take what the Turaki side said about them sort of like trying to concede some extent to the Wike side, and the Wike side just being overbearing. I do believe what they say based on the character of Wike. Always wanting things to go his own way. But then, if Wike were truly a committed PDP member, he should be able to accommodate what these other people.
And that's what reconciliation is all about.
That's what you can't have it all your way.
Yeah.
It has to go both ways. You have to concede some ground. So the thing is, at this point, the PDP, they've got to come to an agreement. Okay, forget about having it all your way. It has to go both ways. So this is going to the Wike side eventually.
Well, okay, that's a passionate appeal from Samson.
Anyways, I don't really care what happens to the people.
It's quite appalling that at this point in time, PDP has not put their house, together. People were actually banking on this reconciliation meeting, that something awesome was going to come out of it. But I mean, this result of walking away from the meeting, which we are not putting any blame on any of the factions, but reconciliation is all about meeting at a middle point. You adjust a little, but why would a political party be factioned in the first place? Why?
Well, someone said, I think it was the PDP chairman of Abia State, that Nyesom Wike is a national leader. Well, that's a conversation for another day. There's this headline on the Punch newspaper that actually caught my interest on education.
Okay.
Nigeria's out-of-school crisis demands $345 million yearly. This is coming from Alausa, and I'm saying they should pay it.
Exactly.
If that's what it takes to take. I don't know if you guys.
No dilly-dally.
Honestly, I saw a story yesterday of a certain group of lads in Cross River State. They call them the Skolombo Boys.
Oh my!
I don't know if you've seen that. Maybe you need to check that up, Samson. They call them the Colombo Boys. Very young children. And what they do is that they snatch, they assault even students, pupils coming from school, right? And then, according to the story, there is a welfare department organized for them because some of them are children of the children that their parents, left just like that. I don't know whether their parents are still alive or not. I can't tell. But then they are, they came as a result of negligence.
So that's a Port Harcourt, River State version of Almajiri.
Yeah. Okay. So you see that they snatch people's bags, they snatch people's bags,
valuables,
and then the welfare department that is saddled with the responsibility of taking care of them, what they do to curtail them is to tie their legs.
That's quite a painful situation. See, when you walk out on the streets, first of all, a clear example of out of school children are those ones you see hawking. You see little children. There was a day I was going home, closing late from work at 7:30, still heading home, and I saw a child returning back home from hawking with the remnants of what she went to sell. Do you understand? Walking alone by herself, heading home, and the sad thing was she was even a girl. Do you understand? So this is what we're looking at here right now is we're enabling a large pool to nefarious people who don't want good things to actually go there and recruit and pick out and go and use for whatever nonsense they want to do.
Well, to the Minister of Education, if this is what it will take you to take out 15 million plus children out of the street to school, please seek for partnership. You went to the UK with Mr. President. still seek for partnership to take these kids out of school. But for this morning, this is where we'll wrap it up on the dailies. You can grab a copy of the Punch, the Nation, the Daily Trust, and get yourself acquainted with some of our top stories this morning. Up next is the big story, and we'll be right back after the break.